Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you may be. It's like Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. We're going to talk about Visual Studio today and C#. Now, we have a course where we're going to be learning Java, and we also have a course where we're going to be learning C#. I've taken C# already previously in my IT stuff, but this one, I believe we're going to go a little bit more in depth. So I'm excited for that. I'm going to show you how to install Visual Studio. It's very simple. And also, we'll talk about how you can or can't install it depending on what operating system you're using. So, with that, we shall begin. Now, Visual Studio download, I'm going to drop a link to that in the description, but you can just type in Visual Studio 2020 download and it will take you to this page. Okay? We're going to do community, not professional enterprise. I'm sure you could get licenses for those. Maybe we will in the future, but for now, we're going to go community 2022. And as you can see here, it's going to prompt automatically for us to download. And we're going to go ahead and click save, and we're going to let it download. Now, once it's done, we will run it. Also, this is for the course ASDV 2440, which if you come over here and look at courses, it says explicitly C# programming. Okay? So, we've downloaded it. Let's run it. We click the installer out of the download folder. Wherever you download the file, it's fine. When we're done with it, we're going to delete it. Click continue, and it's going to begin its process. Now, while it's doing this, let's talk about it. I am using a Windows 10 PC. If you have a Windows 11 PC, no issues. Windows 7, you got issues. But Windows 10 and 11, you should have no issues. If you have an Apple computer, Mac OS, or you've got Linux, that's a whole nother ball game. You're gonna have to make a virtual machine on your computer and install Windows on that. That's a whole nother can of worms. If there are some of you out there that are in that boat where you don't have access to a Windows PC, you can comment below or you can message me on Discord and we can walk you through it. It's not going to be difficult. It's just going to be some hurdles you have to jump through. So that's about it. But we've got this installing launcher. Now, the core Visual Studio more than likely is all we need for the class. We didn't go over that in class, which ones we need. However, since we know we're doing C#, what I'm going to do is come through and anywhere I see C#, like here, I'm going to check. C#, check. C#, check. Not C++, but C#. C# is the C and the pound sign, for those of you that don't know. So anytime I see C pound sign, I'm going to click. So I see one here, and that's it. So now that's increased my install size to 34.58 gigabytes. Now, to be fair, if you just stick with the basics, it's not going to take up much space. If your computer is limited on size, just stick to the basics for now. You can always add those in later if we need them for what we're doing. I'm not too sure we will, but again, if you've got enough space, for me I need 34.58 gigabytes. If you have enough space, go ahead and install the extra stuff. Okay? So, we're going to click install, and we're going to let it run. So, I will speed this up, and when it's done, we'll come back. Alright, it's installed. It took a bit longer than you probably would expect because we had all those different packages to add. Again, if you want to save time, save space, just install the default. Now, it's going to ask us to sign in. I'm going to skip this. I don't see why I need to do that, and I don't want to do that. So, pick which version you want. Leave it at general. I'm going to go dark mode because I'm tired of being blinded by the light. and we're going to click start, and it's going to boot up and do its little thingamajiggies. Now, what we're going to do today, now that we've got it installed, is we're going to do a little simple, super simple like we did in class, just so that you can get a hang of what we're doing. And obviously it's going to get more complex as we go on, but this will allow us to cover up some basic things. Excuse me while my green screen does not do what I want to do. Okay, fine. Whatever you want, green screen. Okay, so we're going to start here, and we're going to click create a new project. And we're going to scroll down until we see the word Windows Forms app. Okay. Now, there's a C# one. It's really hard to see. I might zoom in right here. C# and then Visual Basic. We're not going to use Visual Basic. We're not going to use the Net Framework. We're going to use this one right here, Windows Form app. Click on it. Click Next. And we're going to call it Showing Off VS. Showing Off Visual Studio. Also, we're going to navigate to remember we created our SLCC folder on our desktop, which, of course, you just create it wherever folder you want to put your C# in. So we're going to navigate to that and do that now. I'm going to click on Desktop, and then I'm going to click on SLCC, Fall 2020, and this is, for me, ASDV 2440. So I'm going to click on that, and we're going to create a new folder called Test Project. And that is where we're going to save our project. Okay? And next. Click next again, or create, excuse me. And we are going to load Visual Studio. All right, it is loaded, and you can see here we've got this little, you might recognize Windows pop-up looking thing. Now, we're going to X this out. And the other thing we want to come and do is we're going to come up here to Tools. And we're going to click on, I'm sorry, not Tools. We're going to go to View and click on Toolbox. So that's this one right here. And this is going to be what we're going to drag and drop into our window here to do some stuff. So we're going to, once Toolbox is loaded, we're going to click the little pin icon right here, which will pin it now to our sidebar. Okay? So this is our form. And it's called Form 1. We can call it whatever we want. How would we do that? We'll go to Properties by right-clicking on it. And you can see now in the bottom right-hand corner where I'm at. So I'm going to switch over here. There you go. Now you can see. Okay, we're going to try and make this a little bit bigger so everybody can see, since this form is not very big. Okay. You can see here in the Properties, the text is called Form 1. We're going to call this Hello World Window. Okay? And I'm going to hit Enter. And now you can see up here it's changed to Hello World Window, as well as this. It's still called Form 1. But our text we changed to be Hello World 1. Okay? Now, if I wanted to rename the form itself, we're going to right click on this. You are renaming a file. Would you also like to perform a file rename in project of all references to Form 1? We're going to click yes. So it's going to go through and change it to all of that. So now, again, to reiterate, I clicked on this, right-clicked Properties, and that pulled up the bottom right-hand corner so I could rename the text at the top of the window. To rename the actual form, instead of calling it Form 1, I right-click on this where it says helloworld.cs. I right-click on that, and then I do rename. So not the C# right here that I did. Ignore that. We're going to rename it here. Okay. So back to my toolbox. We're going to come over here. At the top one, it says All Windows Forms. That's a lot of stuff. We don't want that one. We want Common Controls. Okay. So we're going to do two things. We're going to put a text box, and then we're going to put a button. Okay, so let us grab a label and drag that in, and now you can see down here in my properties it is called label 1 and the text is label 1. We're gonna say click here for a special message. Okay, now it's kind of small, hard to see. I want to make it bigger. So if I come up here above text, you'll see font has a little plus arrow. We're going to click on it, and we're going to make it 30. Notice how it doesn't fit, so we're going to drag it in. And then, do I want it italicized? Do I want it bold? I want it bold. So I double clicked and that made the false true. And then also I could also change font here if I really wanted to. Let's do Vivaldi. No, that's hard to read. Let's do the classic Times New Roman. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to recenter this. I'm going to make it 29 actually instead of 30 so it fits better. Okay, there we go. Click here for a special message. Okay, now that's done. I'll click off of it. Form's done. Now we're going to come here and do a button. So we're going to pop that button in there. Again, it's called button 1. We're not going to worry about changing that right now. What we are going to worry about is changing what it says. So I'm going to scroll down to here to text. And we're going to say click me. And hit enter. And now the button says click me. Now, as far as the size is concerned, well, we're just going to drag the corner and then we can put it wherever we want. Okay. Now, I want to make that font a little bit bigger. Same thing. I'm going to come in here and change my font. We'll make it 20. And then we're also going to make it bold. Okay. Easy peasy so far, right? Drag and dropping and renaming some stuff. Now, if I double click on the button, so let me show you what I did again. I double clicked on the actual button itself. Okay. It opened up the C# code for that button. Okay, so looking inside of this code, excuse me, you can see that we have a public partial class. Now, you might recognize the classes from Java. Mr. Merku mentioned that Java and C# are about 80% similar. So we do have that here. We're also going to have syntax we have to worry about. Notice we have a semicolon here. Now, we're going to leave this alone because this initializes the component, and that's all we're worried about. What we are going to do is go to that last bracket right there, hit the enter button twice, and then we're going to type in private. Let me go lowercase here. Private void, and then we're going to go button 1, which is what it's called, underscore click, and then we're going to open parentheses. Object sender event args. Notice how it starts popping stuff up. You can just hit enter and it autofills. Space E, close parentheses. Okay. Now we're going to go to the next line and open brackets. I'm going to hit enter so that goes down the next line. So how I did that. And we'll come back up here and we're going to type in message box because we want it to pop up on the screen. Message box dot show. And then we will open parentheses again, open quotes, because we want to type a string variable. We want to type string, we want to type letters. Hello world. And then we come here to the end and hit a semicolon. So now, when we click on that button, we should see hello world. Okay? Now, how do we run? Well, we come back in here, make sure you can run it from here or here, it doesn't matter. I'm going to come back here just so we can see. We're going to click on not this one. This one says start without debugging. We want it to compile, right? And check all the code. So we press the button, it's going to load. You can see at the bottom we've got our little console showing us that it's working. And then we should get us a pop-up window. There you go. Here's my pop-up window. Notice I can move it anywhere on the screen I want. I'm going to click me, and boom, when you know, it says hello world. There you go. Click OK, close it. I can just literally keep doing this as much as I want. Okay? When I'm done, I click the X here, and that closes that window. Takes me back to where I was. Well, that's it. We're done. Let's go back and look at our code again. So remember, inside of this partial class, we hit the return key to give us some space. We typed private void button 1 underscore click, which is the name we're calling. Okay. Open parentheses object sender, which is basically you, the person working. Event args space E, close parentheses, open the brackets. When someone clicks the button, right? When someone creates an event, message box pop up, and show hello world. And we'll go ahead and to prove that we did this right, we're going to copy and paste in another one, and we're going to say for real. Okay, same thing. We're going to click this button right here, which is the name of our project with a green play button. We'll click that. It didn't take as long because it had already compiled everything, right? And here you go. We've got our button. We're going to click hello world and then 2 buttons for real. So see, those are 2 separate actions. There you go. We did it. We made a program. Now, for those of you that were wondering about how we save in this is how we're going to do it. 2 options. I use print screen on my keyboard, the button PRT space SC, print screen. You can also do Control S, I believe, or what's the snip token? Let me see if we can figure it out. Snip. Yeah. Okay. So if you open up the snipping tool by hitting the Windows key and typing in snip, it'll pop up. You click new, and that will allow you to snip stuff, right? So that's one way of doing it. Okay. We're going to go ahead and run the program. Okay, so to show him that we did this properly, we had to screenshot this showing that it did it. So I'm going to do my method, which is hit the print screen button, and then I open up Paint. Okay, and then I Control V in. And I'm going to select left click and drag. So you can see the code and the output. Control X to copy, Control N for new, Control V to repaste, and then I'm going to save it. So my thumbnails, don't worry about that. Okay, SLCC, Fall 2024, ASDV 2440, and then I'm going to put it inside of the test project folder, click Save. So now when you go to Lola, you go to Canvas to upload, we had to upload a screenshot. Take a screenshot of app running and upload it. So notice this was mine. Okay, so there you go. That's it. That's Visual Studio. We get this thing edited and get it out to you all. This is just the beginning. I'm sure it's going to get more extrapolated and, you know, like click a button, it's going to run a formula or ask for input and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to get there. But there you go. Intro to Visual Studio. Like I said, if you've got an Apple device or you've got a Linux device, you're going to have to do a virtual machine. It's a whole other can of worms. We can do it. We can walk through it. It's going to be something else. So don't worry about it. We're going to get you set up. If you got any questions, leave them down below. Discord is the easy way to get a hold of me. I have the link for that down below. I'm going to put the Visual Studio download link. Also, the link want to support the channel. Regardless, I'm glad you're here. I hope you have a great rest of your day. We got Java tomorrow, so I should have a video on Java. Hopefully tomorrow or the next day. So, that all being said, I'm Lycan Warlord. The Stash. Love you all. Take care. Bye-bye. Ooh, you made it to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching this video. I want to shout out my Patreons from Patreon, and my new YouTube members as well. I got that going. Appreciate all of you. Thank you so very much. Your help has been crucial to keeping me alive and keep streaming and keep helping and hopefully entertaining you along the way. Anything I can do to make it more worth your while, please let me know down below. Also, you can find me on my Discord. I have my Discord server link down below, Patreon links down below, and then membership should be somewhere around here. Thank you all so very, very much. I really appreciate you. And I look forward to the future, and I hope you will come along for this journey with me. Thank you. Take care.